Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and I've always wanted to say this is 2020. Welcome to Onslow County in the new decade. We are so pleased that you are here. We are actually here at the Albert J. Ellis Airport to welcome in the new year, and we're also going to be visiting with lots of guests who are talking about changes that you can make in 2020. First, we'll talk with Robin Seitz about some health changes we can all make to be healthier and happier in the new year. We'll visit with Carrie Sanders, who's saying a big thank you to those who have supported her foster families throughout the year. We'll visit with Interim County Manager Sharon Russell about what the new year means for our county. We'll visit with a new staff member at Cooperative Extension, Lee Stiles, and finally a visit with Chris White, who's going to launch us on a new adventure for the new year. As always, we're so glad that you're joining us for Onslow County Today.
The captain has turned on the seatbelt sign. Please take your seats.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Miss Sharon Russell, Onslow County Interim County Manager. Sharon, thank you for being here.
It is a pleasure always to talk with you, Lisa. Thanks for having me over.
So we're in the airport today, and we've been talking a lot about the new year, including changes, arrivals, departures, comings and goings, resolutions, everything that the new year holds. And you have officially been Onslow County Interim County Manager now for about 2 months. And it has been a pretty busy. I can't even imagine that you ever sleep, how busy the last 2 months have been for you. But you've brought with it such enthusiasm. I'd love for you to share with our viewers where that enthusiasm has been generating from, and then what we're looking forward to in 2020.
Well, this has been a really wonderful 2 months so far, and that energy comes from all of the wonderful people that I get to work with in Onslow County and in Onslow County government. The programs that we have, the people that we have working for Onslow County, and our people out in the community are some of the very best people in North Carolina and in the United States to work with. It is a pleasure every day to come into work, and we are so excited about everything that we have going on in Onslow County and what we have to look forward to in 2020. It's going to be an exciting year.
Well, you know, when we say that it's exciting and we have enthusiasm, that doesn't mean it's not without hard work and a lot of planning.
Absolutely.
And you've brought to us this kind of visioning possibility. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about what our viewers and our residents are going to hear more about, and that's something called high-performing organizations.
That's right.
And that's sort of fueling all of this and serving as this new culture that we're going to see in the county.
That's right. What we're trying to do is really pull our county employees together as a unified team, even though there's almost 1,300 of us, to really get us all moving in the same direction to serve our community better, to really reach out, to understand what our citizens need, and to develop that purpose that we need to have to really do an amazing job. We're going to be rolling out our mission statement. We are engaging with all of our departments to really encourage everyone at every level in the organization to think about what they're doing, why they're doing it, and to be their very best at what they're doing. And that is exciting. People are getting really excited about this, and what we do here in Onslow County government matters. It makes a difference for people, and that's what we have to keep our focus on.
Well, you know, we touch people in every facets of their lives, from before they are born and prenatal care at our health department, to choices that we make throughout our lifetime and things that happen. And the county is that thread of continuity in people's lives. But we couldn't do that without also the support of our 7 county commissioners. Please talk about that as we
absolutely.
launch the new year. We've already been talking about budget for 2021.
We have.
We've been talking about what the county will look like. Talk please about how the commissioners have given you their support and what they're telling you they want 2021 to look like.
The commissioners have been so supportive, and I'm not sure that citizens really even know how much time and energy and effort our current Board of Commissioners puts into their job as a commissioner and as chairman and vice chairman. It is unbelievable how engaged they are in what we're doing in the county, how informed they are, and how excited they are about the future of Onslow County. We only have a certain amount of revenue available, of course, and as we go into budget season, there are a lot of challenges. We have many new ideas. We have a lot of service areas we need to expand for citizens, and our commissioners are absolutely committed to making sure that we use every dime of taxpayer money in the best way possible, in the most efficient way possible, to support the services our citizens want. And they are out in the community listening and really trying to pay attention to what we need to move Onslow County to the next level.
Well, you know, when I hear you say those things about all of the hours and everything that that goes into it, and certainly we always think about funding and the support of efficiencies, but it's about innovation and
It is.
creativity, and really, as you said much earlier, that sense of purpose and commitment to our citizens.
That's right.
I think even our airport is a great example of that. This did not happen overnight. This was about having that long-term vision. And I think launching things off in 2020 is a perfect time to talk about long-term vision for the county.
It really is, and we've got to have something lofty to shoot for in order to really be at our best and to really pursue our highest dreams for Onslow County. And the airport is a great example. This is an amazing facility for Onslow County and our entire region. We just encourage all of our citizens to do their business here in Onslow County, both at the airport when they're flying out of town and also when they're shopping, when they're spending money. Think about those local businesses and support them, because that helps all of our programs in Onslow County, and it helps move us all forward. It helps us have better jobs and more jobs. And as you were talking about, we have innovation, we have ideas. Some of those take money, so we're having to be careful about where we spend that, but we want to support those great new ideas for Onslow County.
Well, Sharon Russell, thank you for the enthusiasm that you bring to us. We are all working really hard.
Yes.
But it's the kind of work that every day when you go home you say, I really feel good about the day I've had.
I really do. I can't wait to get up every day. It's an exciting time for Onslow County, and we do have our challenges, but we are ready to meet those challenges and take it all to the next place.
Well, thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you, and happy 20th anniversary
Oh, thank you very much.
of this fantastic program. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Robin Seitz with the Onslow County Health Department. Robin, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
So maybe we all overindulged a little bit this holiday season. Too much goodies, too much sweets, too much candy. And although that little season of overindulgence maybe can't make a difference, but maybe it can. And you're here to tell us about your group lifestyle balance program and the differences we can all make and choices we can all make to be happier and healthier. So tell us about it.
Well, the Group Lifestyle Balance Program at the Onslow County Health Department is a diabetes prevention program. It is
Okay.
part of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention larger diabetes prevention program. Our program is called Group Lifestyle Balance, as you said, and the purpose of that program is to address maybe some lifestyle habits that some of us may have that are not so great. And the program is designed for people who are either diagnosed with prediabetes or who are at risk for prediabetes.
Okay. So I think folks need to really understand that. So as we're talking about folks who maybe not type 1 diabetic, but type 2 diabetes, oftentimes it occurs more often than not in adults, although we're seeing it in younger and younger people.
Unfortunately.
What is that definition when we say that someone is pre-diabetic? What does that mean?
Well, it means that their bodies are maybe having a little bit of problem clearing that sugar out of the system, not as much as a person who's diabetic. But a person who is pre-diabetes means that their A1C, which is a measure of your blood sugar over time, is a little bit elevated.
Okay.
Not elevated to the point that you would get a diagnosis of diabetes, but a little bit elevated. Also, people who are at risk for pre-diabetes are people who may be dealing with other health issues, but typically those people are dealing with a little bit of extra weight. And that is something that 2 out of 3 Americans deal with. We do a little bit better here in Onslow because we have the military population to bring our average up.
Right.
But that weight issue is really a telling thing.
You know, and as we said, we're seeing such an increase nationwide of type 2 diabetes, and so much of that, as you've indicated, is lifestyle. So it's food choice, it's sedentary, stress and cortisol, all of those things work against us that make us have to work a little bit harder in our choices. And this is what your classes is going to do for us. It's going to help those choices not be so hard.
Absolutely, and that's the reason we call it the Group Lifestyle Balance Program. It's because it is about balance. The program, as we said, is 24 sessions over the entire year. We're starting in January, so that'll be easy to keep up with. And we, every session you'll get materials that will reinforce the lesson for that week. And also some tools and goodies to help you through, measuring devices, maybe a set of scales if you weigh your foods and things like that. And the cost is $100.
Okay.
That's less than $4 per session, and all the supplies are included. And you can attend 1 session per week. Or you can attend 2 sessions per week if you feel like you need a little reinforcement. But the sessions will be at noon on Tuesdays and at 5:30 on Thursdays.
So you're really working to accommodate people's everyday lifestyle. So whether they can attend during the day or after work hours, you're providing that support, you're providing the tools. You talk about measuring devices. When people say, I don't know what a serving of mashed potatoes is or a serving of chicken is. I mean, what does that look like? And so you're helping with that. And then finally, again, that sense of engagement with your classmates who are in that struggle with you. And then as you come out on the other end in a year from now, what a difference a year can make.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do want to kind of toot our horn.
Please.
We last year in 2019, we were recognized by the CDC as we are a fully recognized diabetes prevention program provider. And what that means is we have met their rigorous standards, and our participants have been successful while using our program. And that means that our participants do lose weight, our participants do reduce their A1C, and our participants do get healthier.
Which is the ultimate goal. It's not necessarily the number on the scale, but the quality of life and getting that A1C down, which we know the inflammation, the long-term damage, it's amazing the difference that will make. And again, didn't take a minute to get this way. It's not going to take a minute to recover.
Absolutely. So. It is a process. It is a process. And that's the reason for the year-long program. And at first people are like, oh, a whole year? But it's a year of changing and a year of creating new relationships. So we do ask people to do their best to be at every session. We do have some makeup sessions because we know that people are going to have issues that are going to keep them away once in a while, but they can make up any session during the class. So we want to make sure that they get all the information and everything that they need to be successful.
Well, Robin, thank you for bringing those tools, bringing that program, and congratulations on your
you.
recognition by the CDC. Now we all just have to jump in and get ready for 2020 and make these quality life changes. Thank you so much for all you're doing.
Absolutely. And if someone is seeing this after the informational meetings or
Yes.
even after the class has begun, it's okay. We can take new members all the way through January. So
Fantastic.
if someone is seeing this on January 30th, all they need to do is give me a call and we'll get them right into the next class.
Speaking of that, let's give your telephone number one more time and also how to get in touch with you via your website.
Okay. It's Robin Seitz. I'm the health educator at the Onslow County Health Department, and you can reach me by calling 910-989-3943.
Okay.
That's my direct line, and my email address is robin_Seitz, SEITZ,
All right.
at onslowcountync.gov.
All right, very good. And of course, always just go to the Onslow County website, Onslow County, and look at Health Department and all of your educational programs that you all have to offer. Robin, thank you so much and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is a new face to Onslow County Today, Carrie Sanders, Director of DSS, Onslow County Department of Social Services. Carrie, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you've been with us here in the county not quite 8 months.
Correct.
And look, I have heard some tremendous and awesome things. You have just hit the ground running, but really you're very familiar with what we've done here in Onslow County through the years. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you've come back to us here in Onslow County.
All right. Well, I started my career in Onslow County. So I started at the Department of Social Services as a foster care social worker and worked for the county for about 10 years before I moved on and tried some new challenges and did some work in other counties. And then I came back in May back to Onslow County. So it really feels like I've come back home. And I'm so happy to be serving our Onslow County citizens.
Well, we're glad to have you here and to have you back. Now, we're talking about our New Year's show, but here we are in front of this beautiful Christmas tree at the airport because you wanted to take this time really as we launch 2020 to look back at 2019 and say thank you because you had a tremendous show of support for your families during the holiday season.
We really did. Our Onslow County citizens, businesses, groups and clubs really stepped up at the holiday season. There was just an outpouring of love and support for our children and families and our elders in Onslow County. We got so many donations. We received donations from businesses, from clubs, everywhere in our community that we were really able to provide multiple children and families the things that they need. And our elders with elder cheer, we served over 200 elders in our community in assisted living facilities and in their own homes. We were able to provide them gifts. And we also had such an outpouring of love for our elders that we worked with our local nursing homes to share the wealth with them too. So our nursing residents could really receive all the donations that we got for our elders.
You know, it's that amount of love and compassion for those in our community is so heartwarming to see. Absolutely. And this is your why. This is why you all at DSS for the support of our families are from infants to our senior citizens, do what you do. One of the things I wanted to ask you about is what have you heard from your foster families or your seniors about the gifts that they received?
Well, in December we hosted a Christmas party for our children in our custody, and the outpouring of gifts. We had individuals within our community just step up and host events to get donations for our children in foster care. we had multiple businesses and clubs provide gifts and monetary gifts so we could help support our Christmas party for our children in foster care. And I think everybody who attended that event was just overwhelmed.
Oh,
it was
gosh.
completely overwhelming to walk in and see the walls lined with gifts for the children. And the children had such a wonderful time and really felt the love of our community.
You know, these are children who have had life experiences that many of us would never be able to imagine, and challenges and heartbreak. And to be shown that kind of love and support, I'm sure for many of them it would be hard for them to even fathom that kind of outpouring.
Absolutely. I know at the Christmas party, we were talking to one of our foster parents, and they had asked what the little boy would like. And she had had a conversation with him, and he didn't even know because he hadn't experienced receiving gifts at Christmas time. So for his face to light up when he was able to choose gifts and receive bags, it was truly heartwarming.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know that you are grateful, but for you and for your team, you're grateful to the community, but for the privilege that you all have to help serve these children. I'm sure that that's a gift as well.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing better. And it is our why and why we do this work. Our work at the Department of Social Services is a daunting task. We serve our most vulnerable citizens to make sure that they have what they need. And all my staff work above and beyond. So this is our why, that we can make sure that our families have what they need. And if it wasn't for partnering with our community, we could not do this. This is, Department of Social Services serves our most vulnerable population. We can't do it alone. This is a community issue. The poverty, the medical needs, and our children in custody, abuse and neglect. It is a community problem, so we need our community to be able to best serve our children and families and our seniors in our community.
When those support systems aren't there in the home, you all are there to provide that. And one of the things as we kind of look forward to 2020 that I know you wanted to always remind our viewers about is really the need for continuing support of your foster care program, but especially foster parents.
Absolutely. We average about 180 children in foster care each month. Our children, the children that come into the department's custody suffer trauma because they have been abused, neglected, or they're dependent. They don't have a parent or caretaker able or willing to care for them. So they experience a trauma from that. Well, imagine the trauma they also experience when we have to place them outside of our county, outside of their community, their school system, where all of their supports are, where potentially their extended family are, or just their friends. So it is critical that we be able to try and place all of our children in our community. Our children deserve that. They deserve to stay in Onslow County. And I know we have such a giving community that we just need to get the word out that we need more foster parents. It is a critical need in our community. 180 children in foster care and 30 licensed foster homes by our department.
The numbers don't work.
No, they don't.
We need more. So as people are thinking about big changes that 2020 might mean for their family, for their household, and if they're moved by what you're sharing with them, how can they reach out to the Department of Social Services to find more about being a foster parent, to offer their support in any way that they can?
Absolutely, you can call our department anytime. We have classes that are scheduled throughout the year. To become a foster parent, of course, there are required checks that we have to do, a home study on your residence, and you also are required to take a 30-hour class. So we have our classes scheduled throughout the year.
Okay.
So if you're thinking about becoming a foster parent, please call our department. You can talk to one of my licensing social workers, and we will talk to you about what that process really looks like and the realities of being a foster parent, so we can give you a good picture to see if it's a good match for your family at this time.
Well, Carrie, thank you for coming and joining us today, for launching the new year, but looking back at 2019 and saying thank you for all the support and outpouring of love that your families received and the elders in our community received. And thank you for what you and your folks do every day for our families here in Onslow County.
Well, thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is not only a new face to Onslow County Today, but a new face to Onslow County, Lee Stiles with the Onslow County Cooperative Extension. Lee, we're so glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Lee, you have literally in the last 6 weeks, 2 months, just joined the team at Onslow County Cooperative Extension. But we also have to say that you serve not only Onslow County, but Carteret County as well.
Yes.
Okay, so we want to talk about the program that you're very involved with, that really you head up, and that is the Empowering Youth and Families program. Tell us about, we want to talk about several things, I should say. What the program is, what attracted you to that program, and what you see it becoming and doing for our families in the area. And the first thing we want to say is, you've been with us now about 2 months. What was it about the Empowering Youth and Families program that drew you to working with Extension?
Well, I love children, love working with children. So that was the thing that drew me to the program initially. I just feel like the program is something that is needed all across the state of North Carolina. We only have the program in just a few counties, and we target the rural areas, the areas that are plagued by the opioid epidemic. But the program is Empowering Youth and Families, and what we do is we work with children age range 10 to 14 and their parents, and we give them the skills and resources they need to help strengthen the family structure. And it's no indictment against the parents, not saying that these parents are bad parents, but we just feel like the skills and resources we give them, it would just help them just elevate the whole family structure. And we're all about creating healthy family relationships.
You know, that 10 to 14, with the development of children each stage, and that certainly is crucial, because they're really becoming the young adults that they're going to be, and really trying to finesse. You know, I've read stories where it's like when you are 10, that year is so crucial to your psychological development, who you're going to be, where you're going to go. But it doesn't have to be a defining moment. But when you put all of the right resources and support into it, what a moment it can be. Talk about the sort of support that you're offering to families.
The support that we're offering is we're trying to get the families to have a more intimate relationship with the children. The parents have a more intimate relationship with the children. We feel like nowadays that not only are the children distracted by social media and things like that, but the parents are as well. So the family structure isn't as tight-knitted as it was like 40 or 50 years ago. So what we do is we give the parents the resources and the tools that they need to have an active, communicative relationship with their kids. And we think that's where the whole opioid epidemic and the kids getting into it more and more, we think that's where it starts, because it's a lack of communication between the parent and the child.
You know, I can see exactly what you're talking about, because when we talk about social media, we're forming attachments with almost imaginary people.
Yes.
These are not people that are sitting having a conversation like you and I are, but somewhere off in the Ethernet world,
Yes.
you know, this kind of virtual world, and you're forming those most intimate relationships with people that you may never even see face to face.
True.
But then sitting right across from one another at the dinner table or on the couch watching television at night, that's who we want people to be talking to.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, your class is about 12 sessions long?
Yes, 12 weeks.
12 weeks,
Yep.
okay. And you're going to primarily be kind of based out of Cooperative Extension at our multipurpose complex in Jacksonville.
Yes.
But you're also looking, and you may be moving around the community a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. And how do families get involved? How do we register to participate?
You can register through the Onslow County Center, and you can go up there and visit my coworker Dawn Stallings. She's the 4-H agent, and Dawn will just register you online through there.
Okay, so contact 455-5873. As for Dawn, your folks are always so awesome and helpful over there. They'll get you registered,
Yep.
and then you're going to be working with our families to build stronger family units.
Yep.
What a great resolution for the new year, building stronger families. I can't imagine anything better.
Yep, it's awesome.
Well, Lee, we are thrilled to have you here. We're thrilled to have you part of Onslow County, and thank you for what you're doing for our families.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lisa.
Welcome back to Onslow County today, and joining us now is Chris White, Director of the Albert J. Ellis Airport, and our host for the day. Chris, thanks for letting us be here.
Well, thank you for joining us.
You know, Chris, when you start a new year, you should make a resolution to try something new, to go somewhere new.
Absolutely.
And I can't think of a better place to start my new adventure than right here at OAJ.
Absolutely. New year, new opportunities, new travel, as you move into the year, as you start planning your summer travel and so forth. Perfect place to start.
Head off into the wild blue yonder to what adventure waits.
There are many different countries and there's 50 states, so you could try anything you want.
And it could all start right here.
Absolutely.
Now, Chris, you all have had a great 2019. I mean, the holiday traffic that we have seen, you know, popping in and out. And you did a really fun initiative. Tell us about your selfie program and what folks were doing.
We actually had a contest over the holidays where people could come in the airport, take a selfie somewhere in the airport, submit it, and there was an opportunity to win some gift cards for airline tickets and things like that.
You know, picturing yourself on the way to your next adventure or coming home for the holidays.
That's right.
So you've got all this, you've had a great 2019. 2020, though, is a pretty big milestone for OAJ. What's going on?
Well, 2020 is is our prep year because we will turn 50 in early 2021. So over 2020, we're going to be asking the public for their memories, their photographs and so forth of when they remember being out here at the airport in the early days. So I just ran into someone last night who talked about, had a picture of their dad out here on opening day eating a hot dog. So we want to hear those stories. We want to hear those first experiences and see those pictures, because as we prep, I mean, 50 years is a pretty good long run.
Oh, that's an incredible, and to see the growth. You know, we were talking with our interim county manager, Sharon Russell, earlier in the show, and we've talked about having that long-term vision, and to imagine that 55 years ago, folks were imagining having an airport in Onslow County. I don't know that they could have imagined all this.
No, definitely not the escalators, but it would have been interesting to have been a fly on the wall when they were having these conversations about what our community could be and where it's going. And I think we're well on a good path to realizing some of those dreams and aspirations.
Well, you know, you talk about the community, and it's not just about having an airport. You are a community airport, and you've engaged and you've worked with, I mean, you've got your great Art in the Airport program. Talk a little bit about what we're seeing there.
So we have partnered with the Onslow County School System and the Jacksonville-Onslow Council for the Arts and other groups to have not only have artwork displayed in the terminal, but performing arts. During the holidays, we had performances from many of the schools, orchestras, choirs, choral groups. I mean, just a large variety to bring a little cheer, but to also give the students an opportunity to perform in public. And that was an outstanding success. So we partner with a lot of different people. We partner with the base on a lot of projects. We partner with the library because we have the kiosks out here, and many other different groups to incorporate the community into the airport. And that's what's so important is supporting the community both ways. And you keep those local dollars local, as we say, buy local, fly local. It's keeping the economy growing in Onslow County as part of that.
Well, you know, as you say, this is one of the amenities that when large businesses are looking, people are looking to relocate, when they're thinking about those quality of life things, those things that will provide their family with what they need and access to services, this is a significant factor in that choice.
Well, we're a very transient community. We often will hear people who live here are from anywhere but here.
Right.
And we have a lot of transplants in here, so their families scattered all over the country, so they come to visit for holidays. And then also the businesses depend on the airport to be able to bring employees in and out and customers in and out and things like that. We manufacture quite a few things in Onslow County. A lot of people may not realize that. So we have just-in-time deliveries that have to get up to Detroit to the auto manufacturers or over to some restaurant in order to keep their doors open. So aviation is what helps do that. So we have a big medical operation here, and then we also provide an airport for the military to train in.
You know, as we come in, people might be surprised to see, you know, we're used to the jets that we're flying in on, but there are some Ospreys sitting out there today, and those are not passenger carriers.
No, they are passenger carriers if you're wearing a backpack and you're wearing certain utility uniforms. But yes, it is very common to see military aircraft even spending the night here at the airport because they do training. The airspace around the air station can only hold so many airplanes at any given time, and they also have other activities that go on there. So they often come over here. They'll spend the night. Sometimes they'll just fly during the day. It's a very important part of the whole system. And because we train military from all over the world here. Right,
exactly, yeah.
And so you may, if you're listening in on the radio, you might hear a French accent or a Japanese accent. You might hear all sorts of different things come across the radio. So it makes it a very, very interesting and unique thing. So those military personnel have to travel in and out as well. So they not only use the airport for training, but they also use it for transit.
Very good. Well, Chris White, thank you for inviting us in. Thank you for sharing your space with us today. And we all got to book our next big adventure.
That's right. New Year's resolution, fly OHA.
Thanks so much. The new year is all about new beginnings, arrivals and departures, changes. And this year on Onslow County Today, you're going to see some of those big changes. Now, we're going to want to say a special thank you on this episode of Onslow County Today to all of our guests. And we want to say thank you to Carrie Sanders, to Robin Seitz, to Interim County Manager Sharon Russell, to Chris White and Lee Stiles. This is a year of new beginnings. 2020 is here in your Onslow County Today.